Welcome, welcome. This is the Three Moves Ahead show where we save lives. Let me introduce the panel. To my right, hold on, let me back it up. I reserve the right to change anyone's name when I feel like it. Just putting that out there. To my right.
We have the right to edit.
Excuse you. To my right, I have the infamous Ray Cash. His nickname today is going to be the Hulk. He's a manly man. He has colonial views, and he's the shit. Across from me sits the Caucasian king of all kings, Mr. David Tolson. He is and forever will be known as Mr. Nike. Just do it. The reason why he's called Mr. Nike because I admire this guy. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. He sets benchmarks for himself and he fucking does it. A lot of guys just talk shit and hope and wish and this, that, and the other, but he does not do that at all. Okay, enough about that white guy. To my left, a guy that I admire. He's a fucking genius. I will say it every week. He's a fucking genius. Mr. Wendell R. Weaver. His nickname today is Einstein's daddy. Okay? I am Big E. I am the analysis guy. I can break down anything. And that's just it. So let's get to our guests. Our guests today are one of our guests. I really admire her. She's the lovely Aisha Martin. I have a little background with Aisha. We went to grammar school together. She's always been outspoken. She's a chick that I look at as she's just the shit all the way across the board. Her husband, lucky guy to pick her up. Where she shines at is this. I look at chicks that I like to marginalize the ones that like to do things that we like to do, that the guys like to do. And when I say she's like one of the guys, she's like one of the guys. She plays video games. She thinks like us. And with that being said, she is 10 steps ahead of the game of most of these chicks out here. But anyway, she has been married for 12 years. She's a teacher and she does security on the side. She has a degree in early childhood development. She has a master's degree in criminal justice. So she is on her shit and she is well read as well. And that's enough about Miss Aisha for now. To my left, Miss Alicia Hart. No, she's not related to Kevin because she says he's too short. Miss Hart describes herself as outgoing. She likes long strolls on the beach. She likes fruit, like oranges and grapes and all of them. Oh, she is a joy. Miss Hart is a PhD.
She's a 5'9" rabbit.
5'9" rabbit.
Yeah.
She's a bunny rabbit.
Yes.
Oh, that is beautiful. She is working to get her PhD in nursing. So today she will be known as Dr. Turnup. All right, let's get into it. Today's topic is follow the leader.
It's a doozy.
Follow the leader. So the points we're going to go over are: what qualities should a leader possess? Does the term leader only entail financial status? Does logic or emotion determine a worthy leader? Does it? Let's go a little deeper into that. Would you rather be led by a person that has a gut feeling about an obstacle, or led by a person that has strategic knowledge of how to cross an obstacle? That's going to hit somebody upside the fucking head. Next, who should lead the relationship? Man or woman? Ooh. Who should the children look to for leadership? Hmm. Why aren't modern day women submissive? Ooh.
Feminism.
Does stay-home dad receive the same respect as financial provider dad? Ooh, I don't think so. We're gonna get into that.
Later.
Does a mother teach her daughter to be independent and free of men? Do they? Do they? Women have been taught by their mother, you can do anything a man can do. You are a strong, independent black woman. A man should treat you like the queen that you are. Those are some of the things that women teach their daughters.
What is a coin?
Hold on, let me finish. Have these 3 lessons from mom subconsciously destroyed the fabric of feminine traits? We're going to get into that. Does a mother guilelessly teach her son to submit to women? Guilelessly. Let's go over that word real quick. Guilelessly means unmalicious, without harm. Okay. So does a mother guilelessly? No, not subconsciously. Without any harm. Without any harm or mean intention. Okay? So does a mother guilelessly teach her son to submit to women? Now these are some of the things mom teaches her son. Never put your hands on a woman. Never. All black women are black queens. When a woman is being emotional, let her have that moment. That's what I was told. When she's being emotional, let her have that moment.
I never got told that, but
I was told that. I was taught that by my grandmother. And do these things subconsciously force growing boys to submit?
It turned into growing girls.
The last one we're gonna go over. It might strike a nerve with some of us here. When does father come in to set balance in his children's lives?
when you drop off the Jordans.
Drop off the Jordans. Wow. Okay, I want to kick this off like this today. Who comes from a single family home or one parent home?
Me. The white guy.
The white guy.
Shocking.
Okay.
Shocking. Who would've
Did your mother teach you? I'm sorry. We're talking to Alicia. Alicia, did your mother teach you to treat men like kings?
No, I was raised by my grandmother.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I apologize.
So, there wasn't any overt teaching of how to be a woman or how to treat a man. Her husband passed about 20 years before I was born. So there was no reference to how to treat a man.
Gotcha. But did she say that you should act according, like you should act like a queen, you should be treated like a queen? Did you ever hear any of those things? Even if you didn't hear from her, like from someone else's mom or grandmother or just around the way or just during conversation with your peers?
No, we were taught to be assertive. We were taught to be, steadfast in our convictions. We were taught to be knowledgeable, but we weren't taught to, if we had a certain status about ourselves, that's because we earned it.
Okay.
So, like, being a queen, what does that entail? Like, if you haven't worked towards a certain goal, I mean, I don't know. We weren't taught to be queens. We were taught to be great.
Gotcha. Are queens not great?
I mean, they are. But then there are some queens that aren't. There are some queens that are great by default. They aren't really great, but they're great because their husband was great.
Right.
So I don't aspire to be that kind of queen. I aspire to be, what I am. I aspire to be a hard worker. I aspire to be somebody that other young women can look up to, even young boys, if that's the case. Just someone who I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. I've always been. I've always been that type of person.
Okay.
I'm at the pavement. I'm working.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was raised to be a queen, but I was raised to be a hard-working person.
Gotcha. I respect it. Go ahead.
When you say you're a go-getter, you know, that kind of ties into what he said about being taught to be independent. So in the relationship, you had a man that was equally as a go-getter as yourself. And let's say that your plans didn't really align all the way, but you know, he was going in a certain direction, yours was going in another. But you really loved this man, you wanted to make him happy. Would you be willing to support his plans
Instead of my
and possibly
own.
put yours on hold? Yes.
Oh.
But I don't think that a real man will want me to diminish myself in order to make himself great. I feel like we can do two things simultaneously, and if we can't, then you have to leave. I mean, I don't think that I have to minimize who I am to make another person great. If you're gonna be great, you're gonna be great on your own. You know, I can be there to support you. There's a mutual support, but it's not,
Can
it can
I tell
be
a
mutually
story real quick?
exclusive. Yeah.
And I don't know how true this is, but I heard through several sources that Coretta King wanted to be a singer,
Mm-hmm.
but she put that on hold to support Dr. King's dream.
Mm-hmm.
So in a perfect world, yes, we should both be able to, you know, do what we want to do, but in reality, sometimes, you know, financial or time constraints, whatever reason, somebody got to be put on hold.
Mm-hmm.
So you willing to sacrifice a happy relationship? You know, it was good, everything was good,
Mm-hmm.
but if your goals couldn't get supported right then and there, and you know, he would just say we shouldn't be together.
No, I think it's
considered.
contextual. You know, like Coretta Scott King, I think that's totally different. You know, I feel like at what point did she want to be a singer? Did she want to be a singer before they had children? Did she want to be a singer after they had children? At what point did she want to be a singer, and did it interfere with her raising the children or interfere with his dream? That's what I would want to know, because I feel like she could have lived her dream if she didn't have kids, you know, and that's all based on decision, because you guys have to decide and plan your lives accordingly. Like if she wanted to do that, then they should have been like, well, baby, I wanna save the world, but I wanna sing, so wait, let's hold off on the kids for a second. But, you know, I think it's contextual, and we can't really put everything into a box. Nothing is ever black and white. Everything is always gray, you know? Like, I feel like it's what's good for the goose may not be good for the gander.
But then say she wanted to sing, that would obviously take a lot of her focus.
Mm-hmm.
What he was going through, he would need the support of his woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was getting threats and all that. So if she's preoccupied, you know, not even with children, but with a career,
Mm-hmm.
what he was doing, you know, it was tasking, it was beyond himself. You know, he was trying to do a movement for people. Like I said, the threats and all that, and we as men, we're taught not to be emotional like that. But with our woman, we can't let our guard down and all that. But if she's focused on this show, not even there to be available, that could be disastrous to the movement and to himself, because he doesn't have an outlet. So I mean, the kids are one thing. Oh my bad.
Okay. Let me ask a question. Speaking on that, do you look at yourself as I'm a woman first or I'm an African American first?
I'm an African American person.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. I just wanted to ask that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying. So
I got a question in the middle of all this. And this goes to either one of you. With all your goals and everything you're trying to accomplish, at any point, does what you, no matter how big your plans are, how important your career is to you, is there ever a point where you will put that on pause or time out to support your man?
Well, I didn't want kids. At one point in time, I was very selfish, materialistic, asshole. And I didn't want kids based off the fact that I was this type of person, you know. But when I met my husband, he was unlike any person that I had ever come across, you know, as far as being the emotional person that he is, the father that he is, all these different things wrapped up in this one, I thought, really cool person, right? And when you look back on it, is this person worth giving children to? Because this is what he really desires, to be a father. Okay, I can put my college education on hold because he left the military so I can get my first degree. And then when we had our first child, he quit his job to be a stay-at-home dad so I can get that degree, because the same work and dedication that you speak of as far as Dr. King having to do that, school is the same way. You know, you want a free ride in school, you have to work really hard for it. So I can't be breastfeeding and trying to write a thesis.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I can't be doing all this, but it's good and it's great to have this person that'll put their own life on hold too, you know. So most definitely, if he came to me one day, hey, I wanna do this, you know, no, as far fetched as anything may sound, hey, we can compromise, we can do whatever it is because you gave me that chance, you know, to get my life
Key
together.
point. You said both of y'all weren't trying to tackle these dragons and once fight separate battles basically. So he
Yeah.
was at home handling business
Yeah.
while you handle business, and I can understand that.
It's a trade-off,
right?
Yeah, it's definitely a trade-off, but you have to, who wants to trade off with a person that's gonna be, spiteful in the end?
And selfish.
And
Yeah.
keep throwing it in your face or holding it over your head. So, like I said, with me, I'm a really blunt person, so is right out. You know, I'm a selfish person. You know, do you really want to have kids? And his whole thing is, well, I'm not a selfish father. You know, I'm not a selfish human. I'm not a selfish man. And I thought about that. Wow, you know, and seeing him bond with the kids
You know what he does for you?
made me do that.
You know what he does for you? He balances you
You
out.
out, yeah.
Yeah, Definitely
That's what you just explained. So,
Definitely.
Every good
Yeah.
relationship does a balance out.
right. So you
Yeah.
just said that you're a selfish person. You know that you're a selfish person, and then he's like, okay, well, I won't be selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will balance you out.
yeah. I mean, the same thing that a majority of women put up in a relationship with a man, he has done it all. Has literally put it up. The cheating, the lying. I mean, I done emptied out bank accounts at the casino. I done did a lot of crazy stuff. So for this person to say in his mind, we are all human and we make mistakes, and the point of it all is to understand and learn from it. If you keep doing it, then that's a problem we gonna have to do something about. But if you learning from it and you understanding what the problem is and we can't do that no more, then why not be each other yin and yang? You know, why not take the time to balance each other out? Because together you're gonna be 10 times greater. You know?
So then another thing it sounds like is that there is no leader in your house.
Oh no.
What it sounds like to me is that the person that is the most qualified for that job does that job.
Most definitely.
You see what I'm saying? And then whatever, and then you understand that though. You understand.
I can sit and say that my patience runs very thin. So in our household, we have 4 children. Of course, my husband is the talker. He's gonna talk until he plaid in the face. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna handle it right then and there. While you writing on my walls, pinch. Why you doing that? My husband, oh baby, don't write on the walls. You know, don't do that. And it's great that that's a balance, because after he get his long, inauguration speech, after he do all of that, I can come around and be the Secret Service and handle any problems that the president may be having at the time. You know.
President, man.
He your president?
Oh, we each other president. You know, any of y'all watch House of Cards understand that Frank Underwood cannot function without Claire Underwood.
I don't watch the show.
He wouldn't be the man he was without that person. And the same thing goes for me.
But the
I
House of
wouldn't
Cards,
be.
you notice how she puts
Yeah.
interests.
Yeah. She started,
She
and
does
that's
what?
where they
She
balances off. They
She put
balances
his
off.
interests at heart, you know.
Yeah.
She supports his ambitions, and she'll take a back seat, you know. But
But
the third
at
season,
what
they got
point?
bitter a little bit.
At what point, if y'all both of y'all working for a goal of a $30,000 a year job, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Don't tell me you want to be a rapper
You
and you don't have
you
no
comparing
education.
a
I'm
president.
gonna have to decline
You
on that.
comparing a president to a normal person. You see what I'm saying? So what
Not
about in
in
the
that
normal
sense.
aspect? What about the normal aspect where both of y'all working for a $30,000-$40,000 a year job? Not you fucking president. That's the
This is more like
plateau
okay.
right there.
I used to be 10 years ago. I used to be like a walking billboard. I'm talking about for whatever Jordans. I'm pretty sure I sent one of his kids to college. I'm pretty sure about that. And as I got older with him, because he's also
I
seven.
know.
He's also 7 years older than me too. So the things that pumped me up didn't move him. He looking like, oh, okay, they some gym shoes, you know. Do they make you fly? Do they make you stronger? Do they make you into a mutant? How about a Mortal Kombat expert? You know, you want to a tournament, like what do that $200 gym shoe do? Now, 10 years later, we own shares in Nike. and I don't have to. It's a different type of thinking, you know, and that's only because he led me to that thinking. I didn't come to that conclusion on my own.
He elevated your level of
You
thinking.
know, he elevated my level of thinking. Like, why buy a $200 pair of gym shoes when a share of Nike is
Only
less
that's
than
gonna work,
$100?
But you was
Is if you
open and
receptive to it.
receptive to that.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh,
You was
yeah.
open and receptive
But-
to
You're
that.
not trying to clash with that.
I used to then be like that. Like I say, the person that I am today has come a long way.
Let me ask you this.
You know,
When was the transition from you being combative to being submissive to your husband?
Wait.
What happened?
I got to piggyback on that.
Go ahead.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
How much of that was his influence, and how much of that was your natural maturity progression?
a small amount was the natural maturity progression. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it was him because he was already that kind of kid. While everybody was doing whatever they was doing, he's making beats as a kid. You know, that's what he doing with his money. You know, he not chasing girls. He chasing Run DMC and Beastie Boys.
Just
That's
his dreams,
right.
yeah.
That's what turned him on. So in that sense, a lot of what he is or the person that I am today was influenced by a lot of things that he had to say and say, you know, maybe you should look at it this way, because I'm quick to try to tell, I'm quick to tell you off. And he's more, man, you know, not telling you what to do. And he'll start, hey, not to tell you what to do, but it's a better way to do that, you know. You ain't got to be like this all the time, you know. You can take it down 10 notches.
Okay.
You don't got to do the Kanye, you know, you can relax. He say, act like that educated person. He say, well, you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school. You need to start acting like it sometime instead of just going against the machine, you know. And that maturity didn't come until my 30s, you know.
Is that when you started actually taking his advice, or?
Oh yeah, that's when I start just absorbing it a little bit more.
Now, what was the atmosphere in the household when you weren't really acceptive of his doctrine, so to speak? When y'all went on opposite ends of the spectrum, was it a lot of arguments, a lot of silent treatment? Was it?
No, because he's one of those people that you can't. He's one of those men that you can't punish. You know how your girl might try to punish you with sex. He's not going. That's okay. All right, you know. The arguments.
Hold
No,
on,
it's not
hold
that
on.
either.
What do you mean he's not going? He'll go beat his dummy, or he'll go mess around with another chick, or
Yeah,
or he just be like, you finna give me this goddamn monkey.
My husband has the biggest foot fetish in the world, so he could care less. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's what it is. Okay. You know,
So he
all
He said,
all
keep
right.
that monkey between your
You
feet.
know what I mean? Right. So check out this shoe magazine.
Exactly.
Be mad if you want to.
Yo,
You better be want to.
You can go down to the women's foot locker.
You know, but it wasn't even an argument, because he the type of person that's just gonna walk away. He's not gonna feed into none of that madness, because I'm the second wife.
Is that okay with you?
Guess what?
I'm saying,
It didn't at first. 7 years ago, I promise y'all, I took it as a sign of disrespect. Like, you walk off
You
of
get
me,
under your skin,
you know what I'm saying? Who you think you is? You know what I'm saying? I'm still talking here,
Right.
you know, kind of attitude. But when you have kids, you have to realize it's a time and place for everything. So with that being said, one of us have to walk off so we can come back later and talk.
Hold on.
For real, like.
My radar just went off.
Yeah, I felt
I felt a little feminism.
Yes.
What's going on?
I didn't say anything. What were you about to say?
No.
She gotta answer. You have to answer. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something from a man's point of view. Our truth, and I think Wendell can explain this better to anybody there. Our truth is hurtful.
Harsh.
It is.
When we say how we really feel to you, like, we could tear down a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the reason why we walk away, to gather our thoughts, to compose ourselves, to make sure that we say the right thing instead of flying off the handle. You see what I'm saying?
It's not
And
flying off the
then-
handle. It's giving you that
But the
raw
problem
truth.
But we need that. Just like I'm a natural person, you know. My husband, if I go get my hair done and it got anything that ain't mine, I come in baby, how this look? Nose already big. It's gonna get a little. It's gonna fly a little bit more. Like, his face in like, yo, why you asking me that? You already know. I don't even want that to touch me on accident while we sleep. You know. So I like that honesty.
But
I
you
need
built up to
that.
that. You built up to that.
But I'm no.
Another
No.
one thing that she said though, I would like to extract that. I don't know if it, because you said you come back to it. It's a time and a place for everything. But if you walk away and you never come back to it, then you have all of these balled up issues that have never gotten resolved because you have not talked about it. So when you come back 3 days later, you have forgotten what it is, or maybe in the case you just don't ever talk about it.
But that's the problem.
It's
Right?
not about us.
No, and I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. You know, you don't talk about anything, then nothing gets resolved. So then that's not a relationship.
Okay, when you bring it
So-
to the table, are you coming like, can I talk to you? Let me talk, or is it no, niggas ain't shit, woo woo woo, nigga you ain't shit. That type. Nobody wants to hear that.
It's all
So,
about
we gonna-
delivery. It is
we
all
gonna
about
walk away
delivery.
from
I don't talk like that.
Right, like I'm not
But
gonna
do
talk to
you?
my husband
I don't.
like that.
I
Why
don't think.
marry
I
him
don't
in the
think
first
you
place?
have the rah. I think you have that patronizing thing. Like with white women, they chip away at your soul. So this is what this is. No. So this is what white women do. Oh, so a black woman would say.
Technique.
Hold on, listen. A black woman would say, "Fuck you, bitch ass nigga, your mom ain't shit, little dick ass motherfucker, woo woo," and the nigga would be like, "Man, I'm finna smack this shit out this motherfucking bitch." But what you do is you chip away like, "Oh, you let that. Hold on, wait. You let that motherfucker throw that drink on you. It's okay. I'll be the man for you. I'm gonna go over there and talk to him, man. Okay, hold on for a second. You threw that drink in my husband's face, and
No.
he actually is a real man, even though he didn't come over here and say anything to you. He is a real man. Did you like that?
So I'm gonna take it back to a leadership
Okay.
because I feel like
No, is that you? Would that be you?
no, that's not me because I don't demean a person. That's not my goal. If I talk to you, I'm talking to you in private, and I'll pull you to the side.
No,
I don't never
but-
demean.
No, that's it.
But
It
how
doesn't
do you
matter. It
talk
doesn't
to
matter.
them?
It doesn't
Even
matter.
if you
close
No matter if it's in private or not.
No, but I don't.
How do you come
but
to
I
the
don't-
issue? How do you
But
address
what,
it?
if he said, I don't feel comfortable with you talking to me like that. I feel like you just destroyed the integrity. You destroyed my soul. How would you take that? Would you say, I didn't do that and I didn't I don't know if that's your problem. You need to fix it.
No.
Or would you say, or would you take it in like, or actually look at it and say, oh, maybe I did. You know what? Let me think about it. Give me a minute so I can think about it. I probably did. I apologize and I'm sorry. And you be vulnerable and
No.
apologize.
All right,
So
about face.
vulnerability is not my strong point. Let's just throw that out there since we're throwing out everything. But
Okay.
that's not my strong point. But
Or apologize.
Shut up, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. This ain't nothing to do. Be quiet. This ain't go ahead.
I'm just saying, but I don't feel like I approach a situation like that. And if I speak to you about something, first of all, if I have to address something with you, then I'm gonna address it to you just like an adult. I don't talk to people like they're children. That's not my goal.
Can you give me an example, please?
For example, a doctor, okay? I'm sitting at the nurse's station and he wanted the chair and he's like being really arrogant and you gonna give me the chair. So I'm sitting there and I allow him to have the chair. Because, you know, I don't want to make a scene. It's nurses at the station, it's our managers. So after that, I pulled him to the side and I said, I would appreciate if you gave me the same respect that I give you, you know, regularly.
Did you point your
So,
finger at him
because-
like that?
I'm sorry?
Did you point your
Right.
finger at him like that?
Yes, I do. Because sometimes that holds me back from slapping the shit out of you. Because if you talk to me a certain way and I feel disrespected, then sometimes I have to do that.
Body
Okay.
language and micro
Yeah, so
expressions
you know
are
that I'm not playing, but I'm not talking
That's
to
a
you
lot.
like a child because you just
Most
demean me in front of
communication is
everybody.
nonverbal.
Okay, now you.
So that's a
you
situation
understand-
where
you
I would have to
understand
pull you to
how,
the side. I've done my managers like that. Anytime someone needs to I need to have a conversation with them, I'll pull them to the side.
That's fine. That's the
That's
word.
right.
Your man. Now this ain't your enemy. This is your man. This is your partner in crime. How do you address him the same way you address the manager?
Random
and the
dude.
people, right? Or do you give him a certain courtesy?
Hold on. Do you address him the same way you do your superior?
Mm.
I guess I have to think about
You see
that.
what I'm going with that one?
Like
My
you,
superior.
like your boss at work.
Yeah.
Cause you wouldn't fly off the handle at your boss.
Or
No.
your pastor.
You would calm
Right.
yourself and you would say, okay.
No, I don't. I think I do give him that same respect.
You
That's-
think
that's
or you
just-
know? It ain't been without a doubt. You
No,
should know
no,
if
for
you
certain.
respect
I
it.
mean, honestly,
But
you're not sure. You're
Here's
not
the thing,
sure.
it's just with, like I said, everything, I'm a nursing student, so everything it depends.
Okay.
But my thing about that is, just because I say something a certain way doesn't mean you perceive it that way. So I may be speaking
Exactly.
to you in the most calm language, but you may, because of what I'm saying, maybe the context of what I'm saying or whatever, you may feel some kind of way about
The
it.
delivery. It's all about the delivery.
I disagree.
No, no,
Some
no.
people's
For a
feelings
guy-
are hurt.
I'm letting you know. I'm
Some
letting you
people's
know.
feelings are hurt, even if it's a topic.
Okay, so this is what you're doing. You're giving me the woman's perspective, and I'm taking it in,
Okay.
and I'm giving you the man's perspective. It's about the delivery for
Yeah,
us.
everything's about the delivery.
It's about
So
the
you are
delivery.
speaking for every single man in the entire world.
90%.
Yep, 90%. Yep.
10%
Okay, I'll put it like this.
outliers.
I just want to
Nothing
know.
else.
Speak. Hold on.
I just
Who
wanna know.
disagrees with what I said? Who agree with what I said? There you go. That's 100% of men.
Yeah.
And we got
So
we got
you
a lady.
get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't deliver it
But let
in
me
a
tell you
malicious
another
way.
thing. Let me tell you another
know.
thing that men don't like. They don't like the nagging.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Lord Jesus, no.
They
Tell
don't
me once
like.
and then
Let
leave it
me
alone.
say this.
Cash can go. Go ahead.
Let me say this.
You gonna let me have that?
Yes, please.
Say what you gotta say that one time, right? Tell me. I'm gonna listen.
Tim, talk to me.
Right? If you tell me whatever it is I did wrong or whatever it is that you don't like that I did, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna say anything right then. Don't take that as me not being receptive to it. I'm listening to what you're saying. Now I'm thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
But you have to communicate that too. You have to say, you know what? Give me a minute to respond. I'm just taking it in now.
Right. So sometimes what happens is that you don't think that I'm listening to you, right? So now you keep pushing the point. You keep telling me what the same thing over and over and over again. Now I stop listening. I
Well, you
was
know what?
listening.
It's crazy because I'm a bisexual female, but my husband and I don't practice it no longer in our marriage because I don't want to hear that either. The same way y'all don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it either. Just tell me one time. I'm intelligent enough to understand. It doesn't have to be communicated over and over and over and over and over. Because as a female, as a woman, that gets on my nerve. You know, unless you're a professor telling me something and I need to write notes, just shut up.
My thing
Hold on.
is,
I'm sorry. I just got to throw this out there real quick. Love Aisha. Aisha's a fucking winner. She's a bisexual. She's educated, and she's just like one of the guys. She plays video games. She's into fucking like Comic-Con and shit like that. Applaud for Aisha. Round
but back
Yo, her husband's winning.
to business. Back
Back to
to
business.
business. First of all, you know, I'm not for the games and shit. So
Yeah.
if it's a problem,
Think I'm the hoe.
just fix it. You know, the nagging thing I get, but that's both parties. So I think you should acknowledge it. There's no point for you not to acknowledge that you heard it. So you say take out the trash, like okay, and we'll leave it at that. I'll take it out when I take it out. Don't come back 5 minutes later or whatever. Second point, females are crafty creatures. Y'all know how to get what y'all want 90% of the time. Tell my girl you get you know, with honey than shit. You get it with me, you know what I'm saying? So don't, whenever she wants something, you know, the voice get a little sweeter.
Mhm.
Eyelashes, you know, what a little bit more,
Yeah.
rub me down a little bit more, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That, I respond well to that, then you nagging at me. So
Tabernacle.
just be sweet, you know what I'm saying? You be mean in the world, we partners. Now when a man gets to the house,
Yes.
he has been disrespected so much as a fucking man that day. By white people, by ignorant people, by his boss, by his colleagues, by his peers, and he's doing everything he can not to go to jail on a murder charge, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So when he come home, he want to decompress. He doesn't want to come home to a nagging woman. No time of any day, no holiday, nothing, you know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, I had to find that out. You know, I had to find that out when we first got married, and then we first had DJ. My husband had already left to Iowa to get things going. I was a new mom, and 2 months after I had my baby, I moved to Iowa, and things were we lived very comfortable. He's very good with money and things like that, and child support. You know, the first wife wasn't happy with this $300. That $300 turned to $600 coming out the household. So I became nagger of the millennium. I'm talking about it came to I didn't pay attention until I noticed that my husband wasn't coming home, straight home from work. It was 11 o'clock. Later, 12 o'clock. Wow. Now I thought,
That's how
what's
we did.
going on? You know? He like, it's every day. He's like, you telling me you on my heels about something I have no control over. He said, I don't even know how to begin to wrap my mind around what is going on over here, because you over here with
So
this.
that pushed him away from you.
Most definitely.
Let me piggyback on that.
Most definitely.
Did you learn from that though?
Oh yeah. I learned
And that's
to,
the smart thing.
And that's the
Oh, I
beauty.
had to, because we wouldn't be married this long.
Right.
You know, you have to always try to understand where that person coming from. You know, so all of the child support things, I tagged along with it because you know I got kids with this man now. So
Right.
let me see what make this lady so spiteful and so hateful, where she gotta just damn near break our pockets financially to the point. You know, most people get divorced
Right.
over finances.
Yeah,
And
much
I don't
less
want to
than
be
that.
part of that
Much less than
statistic. Exactly. You know, over a few dollars, you know. And when you find out, oh, okay, she's a really unhappy, bitter person over here. I get it. The angry black woman syndrome. I got it. But I should not let this bleed over into my
Affects your
relationship.
relationship.
Right.
So that's the first lesson I learned.
Cool.
The same thing they say, if you gonna ride the bus with this person and you gonna ride in a limo or Bentley with this person, then that's good. That
Yeah.
mean if you gonna walk with me when I got nothing, then you should ride with me when I got something.
Correct.
And that's the lesson that I learned to stop nagging.
Top age.
You know what I'm saying?
On top of it. Don't leave me hanging. Thanks.
Now, we done veered left a little bit, but I do
Yeah,
want to
go
piggyback on that, and then we'll get back because we haven't touched none of these topics.
Yeah.
But House of Cards, you know, I'm not giving away too many spoilers, but third season,
Mm-hmm.
my man, you know, Frank Underwood is hurt. His wife come home, you know, he crying by the desk because, you know, obstacles are just stacked up against him. And she look at the man, she don't berate him, she don't finger wag, she don't cuss him out, call him no pussy, nothing like that. She pulls his pants down,
And jump right on.
pulls her pants down, ride him, give him his nut, you know what I'm saying? Next morning he's fresh, he's
Right.
renewed.
He free.
Give us that, ladies. That's the moral of that story is when you see a man beaten and bruised, love us.
What do you think
not
about
berate
that?
us.
What do you think about that?
That's fine.
No. What do you think? I mean,
She wouldn't do it.
Right.
She was like, I wouldn't do it.
Would
But that's
you?
cool.
He said, is that what it is? I wouldn't do it.
No, I didn't say it. I don't like when people put words in my mouth.
No, I'm asking, no, I'm asking, I'm
No,
asking.
that's fine. And I feel like if a man deserves that, then he should get that. But you have to remember that it's just as much as we being submissive to a man has to be submissive to us, because just how he is berated and put down, so are we.
Mhm.
I'm in a 98% white institution. So when I come home, my man should also rub my feet.
Say your man does.
Once a week. Why do I always have to cater to him? Why can't he cater to me?
Now when your man caters
I
to
agree,
you, does
I
that
agree.
get overlooked for negative shit? Like if he catered to
No,
that,
I'm
is
just
that
saying
on
within,
the
I'm not saying like this happens. I'm just saying in a theoretical world. Like if my man if I'm giving my man this, then he should be giving it back in return.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna piggyback off that. So I was actually in a situation like that. When my girl used to get home from work, she would get home after me. I would rub her feet every day. Okay, it got to a point to where she got too used to it. She was just it didn't have any effect. So at first it was like, oh my God, this is so common or whatever. And it got to the point to where she was just on her phone while rubbing her feet, and it's just kind of like, well, this is what you're supposed to do. So I stopped doing it. So she addressed it like a month later, like, why don't you rub my feet anymore or whatever? I'm like, because you're not receptive to me rubbing your feet anymore.
Say it again.
You think you're
Say
not
it again.
receptive to me rubbing your feet anymore.
don't
You
know
think
that.
I'm supposed to do this. And she took my kindness for a weakness. And that was wrong.
Is he
wrong.
supposed to rub your feet?
I mean, he could, yes.
No, is he
I didn't-
supposed to? Or is it
Is
an
he
act?
so-
No, is he supposed to? Do you feel like a man?
I feel like a
supposed
man should do something to make his woman happy, just like I'm doing things to make him
to?
happy.
Like what? What do you do? What would you do to
Like
make him
if you
happy?
know that I like my feet rubbed, then you should rub my feet.
We're not
If
talking
you know
about you.
that I-
We're not talking about you. We're talking about the man now. What are you doing for him to make him happy?
Whatever he wants.
So if he said, I need my back rubbed, and I need you to talk to me softly, gently, and I need you to be humble, and I need you to be feminine. This is the thing. These are the things that I need from you. so that I can go about my day.
That's
Okay.
fine. What's wrong with that?
No, okay.
I'm trying to
asking.
figure out what a part of me does not give off feminine. Why doesn't it seem like I can? Because I feel like it's really abrasive. Like when you have to be feminine and not a. No, I can do that, and I feel like all women should do that, and it
Okay.
should be reciprocated.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
So the man should be feminine?
What?
You just said it should be reciprocated.
No, reciprocated.
No, she talking about the act.
She need the actual
The act.
action.
I'm gonna need you
You know
to.
what
I'm
you
gonna need you to stay on the level.
Alicia, you
Yeah.
trying to fuck with you. You
Okay.
trying to fuck
'Cause
with
he
you.
was about to-
That's what it sound like to me.
Go ahead, Woody.
No,
What
but
you
a
say?
man-
That
man
some
should be
soft ass,
innocent.
puss ass nigga.
No, Gene, no. See, look
That's
at
what it sound like. Okay.
No, Gene.
Cause at the end
You
of
wouldn't
the
left.
day,
You wouldn't
at
left.
the end of the day, I still need to be a man.
That's exactly right. That
But
is
a man
right.
So
can't
y'all
love his
think
woman.
so even
That's
though
not
I'm
the case.
joking.
So a man can't. A
That's-
man cannot rub his woman's feet.
Absolutely.
A man
Yeah,
cannot give you a
absolutely.
massage.
I love doing
So what about that is feminine?
No.
We didn't say
We're not
we didn't say
talking
that
about-
act
we
is
didn't say I was
feminine.
No, but you're saying.
No,
No,
I'm
what
not.
are
I'm
you
just saying
saying?
at the
I'm not
end
saying
of
what
the
you guys are saying. 'Cause
Yeah.
I
No,
receive
no,
that.
no.
What are you saying?
I just threw that.
He just threw it in the air.
Okay.
That
Okay.
at
Because
the
I feel
end
like
of the day,
you
through
were.
all that what happens, through everything that what happens throughout
Right.
that whole day, before that man go to sleep, he need to go to sleep feeling like a man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
mentally, women want to compete with men, and it's like that shouldn't be the case. If we in a relationship, we compete with everybody else. When we in this house, we plot and plan together. Now, me actually being a submissive role is not saying you underneath my boot. We working together, but
Exactly.
you know, look to me to be the coach, the GM. We on the same team,
Exactly.
but every
What if
Ship means
everybody is not as
relationship.
smart as you?
Huh?
What if you have a dummy and
Why?
the woman
Oh
has
my
to leave?
God.
What does
You
smart?
wanna
What does
deal with
smarts have to
that?
do with anything?
I mean,
you want
I
to
mean,
with dummy?
no, I'm just saying, like, what if, no, I'm just being playing the devil's advocate because
Okay.
it seems like we're speaking in the context of leadership, right?
Right.
What if your man is not a good leader?
Okay, what qualities
That's
should a leader
true.
possess?
I'm just gonna go into that. What qualities should a leader
Wait,
possess?
let
Oh,
me
hold on.
Let
My
me
bad.
answer her
When
question,
do we gotta
and then we
go?
can get to the topic.
Okay.
If your man ain't a good leader, then shoot yourself in the head for picking a shitty ass man to follow. You know what I'm saying? Take some accountability for your judgment and picking these shitty ass dude. No, because I hear women do this a lot of times.
Okay.
Like, my man ain't shit, my man need to step it up. You the motherfucker chose this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You went out your house in this vast population of men that populate planet Earth. Now you could have gave me some pussy and I'm a spectacular motherfucker. You chose not to. What? You chose to go to some beta male, lackluster, slipping ass motherfucker. You ain't gonna
That's what
complain
they are.
about him later. Take
Yeah.
accountability for your choice. You picked them,
Yeah.
you deal with it.
Just as easy as you walk in that relationship,
You can
walk
walk
out
the
and he
fuck
said
on
niggas
out.
a blue ball.
Yep.